Okay, committee will please come back to order. We had a little bit longer of a delay than we expected as the information still wasn't ready for us. What we'll do is we'll start from the beginning of House Bill 2 and go through the sections. Each of you have a packet. That is not the complete packet. There are still more things that are currently being worked on. And just a question for LBA. Is LBA prepared to give a quick synopsis of each of these items as we go through it, or should we recognize the sponsors if they're here?
We can try, but the sponsors may also need to speak up. Some of our staff are also on the call and can step in as we go along.
Okay. Thank you. Then what I'll do then is I'll introduce the amendment and then let you take it from there, then open it up to any questions.
Okay.
Okay. First one we're going to look at is Amendment 1651S, which is relative to the sale of the Lakes Region facility.
So as the committee may recall, you adopted an amendment that Senator Rosenwald had presented that exempted the Ahern State Park. What this amendment is doing is it keeps that language, but it goes back to the governor's proposed language for House Bill 2, which did not require the sale to go through long range planning. This is something that's kind of been in place since the idea of getting rid of this property. The governor and the legislature had wanted to kind of streamline the process because they knew they wanted to get rid of it and not have it go through long range. So this just brings that language back.
Any questions from the committee?
Move the amendment.
Senator Susie moves the amendment. Oh, that's Senator Hennessy, excuse me. Senator Hennessy moves the amendment. Is there a second? Second by Senator Reagan. Any further discussion? There being none, we'll call roll. Senator Morse. Yes. Senator Hennessy.
Yes.
Senator Susie.
No.
Senator Reagan. Senator Gaida.
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald. The chair votes yes. Motion carries 5-2. Go on to Amendment 1706S.
I'll move the amendment.
So Amendment 1706S suspends the program versus repealing the programs. So that's the major change with that amendment. So currently in House Bill 2, the two programs would be repealed.
Okay. Senator Gaida moves the amendment. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Senator Reagan. Any discussion? There being none, call roll. Senator Morse. Senator Hennessy.
Yes.
Senator Susie.
Yes.
Senator Reagan. Senator Gaida.
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald.
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Motion carries 7-0. Amendment 1287.
You may not need that amendment where you just adopted the previous amendment. This amendment would have deleted the sections related to congregate services and the senior volunteer grant program.
Okay. So. What?
It would be up to the sponsors to decide whether they would want to move forward with. This is Senator D'Alessandro's amendment.
Mhm.
This is something he typically tries to get into the budget each budget cycle. So in order to get it in, he would have needed this language removed.
Senator Susie.
Mr. Chairman, on behalf of Senator D'Alessandro, obviously the previous amendment would at the very least suspend so that the program still exists without a complete repeal. I think given that we took an affirmative action on that, I would not move Senator D'Alessandro's amendment at this time.
Okay.
And I would not second it.
Thank you. Okay, going on to 1755. Actually, I've got that one on hold. Senator Bradley, if these, we had this on hold before, but when now we have it before us, is it that, are we assuming that it's ready to go? 1755S.
Reproductive health. Reproductive health.
Okay. Is it,
Chris is bringing it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So it does two things. Starting on line 10, it combines the bill that Judiciary acted on yesterday, House Bill 625, which is a ban on abortion after 24 weeks. That's section 34A, and section 34 is the governor's language in the initial budget that says there will be no funding for the provision of abortion, but it does not have the House passed language on physical separation of a provider.
okay. Senator Morse moves amendment 1755S. For a second? Second by Senator Reagan. Discussion? Seeing none. Call roll. Senator Morse?
Yes.
Senator Hennessy?
Yes.
Senator Susie?
No.
Senator Reagan? Senator Gaida?
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald?
No.
And the chair votes yes. Motion carries 5-2. Amendment 1506S.
Amendment 1506S is an appropriation to the Department of Military Affairs and Veteran Services of $1.5 million to provide supporting services to struggles with mental health that our veterans might have in social isolation. The appropriation is made in fiscal year 21 and would be non-lapsing throughout the biennium.
Any questions? Senator Gaida.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through the chair to Senator Bradley. These funds can be used for capital improvements as well as for programmatic expenditures. I'm looking at lines 7 and 8.
Well, my reading of that would say including but not limited to providing grants for safety upgrades. So I think you're correct.
So would that mean that these funds would go towards American Legion or VFW facilities? Or for state facilities which are used to treat veterans?
I don't know the answer to that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there a motion to get this on the floor?
I'll move it.
Senator Hennessy moves amendment 1506S. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Senator Morse. Any further discussion on this? Senator Rosenwald.
Yes, the other day we had a similar amendment following up on Senator Gaida's question, I think. For senior centers, we appropriated some money for mental health. And we removed the language in committee that said that stopped after social isolation. We removed the safety upgrades and capital improvements. And I just wondered if Senator Bradley would consider it a friendly amendment if we focused the appropriation on mental health programming rather than capital improvements and safety upgrades.
I wouldn't take it as an unfriendly amendment.
So in that case, I would move that we strike the words including but not limited to providing grants to veterans organizations for safety upgrades and other capital improvements to enhance their facilities.
Okay. Senator Rosenwald moves to strike the language including but not limited to providing grants to veterans organizations for safety upgrades and other capital improvements to enhance their facilities. Or is there a second?
No.
I'll accept that as a friendly
Second.
amendment to my motion.
Second by Senator Hennessy. Senator Guida, you recognize.
I'd support safety upgrades. I don't think that's unreasonable to start providing state funding for private organizations to improve their own capital structures. To me, seems a little bit concerning.
Senator Reagan, if you wish to be recognized. Okay. Any further discussion? Motion is on the amendment to remove line 7 and half of line 8. Seeing no discussion, we'll vote on the amendment. Senator Morse,
What are we striking? Can you clarify that?
yes, the motion is to remove the language starting on line 7, including but not limited to providing grants to veterans organizations for safety upgrades and other capital improvements to enhance their facilities. In other words, the money could just be used as supporting services to combat struggles with mental health and social isolation.
Jeb, is that what you were trying to do or?
It's similar apparently to what you folks did the other day with similar dollars going to adult services. So given that it's a relatively small amount of money, it seems like it would be appropriate to dedicate it to mental health and social isolation.
Further discussion? Seeing none, we'll call for a vote. Senator Morse?
Yes.
Parliamentary inquiry. This is a vote on the amendment.
This is, well, to clarify, it's on the Rosenwald amendment
Correct.
to remove the language.
Correct. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Morse,
Yes.
yes. Senator Hennessy?
Yes.
Senator Susie?
Yes.
Senator Reagan? Senator Gaida?
No.
Senator Rosenwald?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Motion carries 6-1 on the Rosenwald amendment. Now we're back to Amendment 1506S as amended.
So moved.
Moved by Senator Hennessy, second by Senator Reagan. Discussion? Senator Gaida.
I move to amend by striking other capital improvements to enhance their facilities. That would be the last of line 7 and line 8 through facilities.
That's what we just took out.
Well, you took more than that out. You took both capital improvements and safety. I'm looking to put safety back in.
Okay, so you're looking to add language. Okay, so your amendment adds what?
Just adds for organizations for safety upgrades or social isolation, including other providing grants for safety upgrades. It's important because a lot of our veterans have a lot of disabilities.
But wouldn't you have to add language back?
That's,
Can't we do that in
he's
an amendment?
proposing to add language back in from what we just took out. So to get this correct, you'd be adding in, including organizations for safety upgrades.
Correct.
Is there a second to that motion? The motion fails for lack of a second. We're now back on the amended, the 1506 as amended.
Mr. Chairman,
Senator
I
Morse.
move to table this item until this afternoon. So we'll come back.
Senator Morse moves to table 1506 until later today. Senator Morse,
Yes.
Senator Hennessy,
Yes.
Senator Susie,
Yes.
Senator Reagan, Senator Gaida.
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald.
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Motion, tabling motion carries 6-1. Going on to Amendment 1310S.
So Amendment 1310S would delete Section 41, which suspends the revenue sharing program for the biennium. This program has been suspended since, I believe, fiscal year 2010 and continues to be suspended. If you were to delete this section, it would potentially require adding $25.2 million to the budget each year.
Is there a motion regarding 1310S?
Chairman, I would move this amendment. This is something that Senator D'Alessandro has worked on for a number of years. This is a significant impact to our cities and towns, and for those reasons, I think we should reincorporate this.
Senator Susie moves
Second.
Amendment 1310S, as seconded by Senator Rosenwald. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, can we clarify, if we vote for this, we would be voting to increase the budget by 25 million a year?
That was my understanding, is that we'd be adding 25.2 million to the budget
Each year.
each year. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll call roll.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Senator Susie.
Just to clarify, it would be adding money back to the state budget, but it would be helping all of our cities and towns that are looking for some additional help to provide property tax relief. And property tax relief is something that I think many of us are committed to and want to ensure that we provide resources to those communities.
Thank you. Further discussion? Seeing none, we'll call roll. Senator Morse,
No.
Senator Hennessy,
No.
Senator Susie,
Yes.
Senator Reagan, Senator Gaida,
No.
Senator Rosenwald,
Yes.
and the chair votes no. Motion fails 2-5. Go on to Amendment 1577S.
So 1577S removes an effective date for the position that's described here. The House pushed the effective date out into 2023. So by voting on this amendment, if you were to accept it, you would have to add to the budget on the next page, 15, you'll see a spreadsheet. You would add 106, almost $107,000 in general funds and other funds in the first year, and $56,600 in the second year of general funds and other funds. It's mainly general funds, it's just a small portion of other funds.
Is there a motion on 1577S?
I'll move it.
Moved by Senator Gaida. Is there a second? second by Senator Morse. Discussion? Senator Rosenwald.
Thank you. I have a question. Does this mean that is this position someone whose job it is to speak with the legislature or the federal delegation?
It establishes, I believe, intergovernmental affairs position to coordinate grants and so forth, and activities for tourism, including internationally. So it's a specific request by the commissioner to fund the position at the outset as we're starting the recovery from COVID and tourism starting to grow.
Okay, so in answer to Senator Rosenwald's question, I believe that it does. That they would work with every level of government, including international.
Thank you.
And just for clarification, I believe that the position is already in the budget. It's just that there was a delay in getting it funded. So what this amendment does, it removes that delay. Any further discussion? There being none, we'll call roll. Senator Morse,
Yes.
Senator Hennessy,
Yes.
Senator Susie,
Yes.
Senator Reagan, Senator Gaida,
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald,
Yes,
and the chair votes yes. Motion carries 7-0. The next item is Amendment 1719S.
Just give me 1 second.
Sure.
So Amendment 1719S deletes Section 58 of House Bill 2 as passed by the House. It relates to Department of Corrections and the status in the retirement system. Basically what the language does is the purpose of the language was to try to allow for Group 2 retirement members that may be asked to serve in a role of a director or something like that. It's a Group 1 that they'd continue to in their Group 2 status is what I believe it does.
Senator Susie.
I'd like to move this amendment and speak to my motion.
Okay, Senator Susie moves
Second.
Amendment 1719S, seconded by Senator Rosenwald. Senator Susie, you're recognized.
Thank you. I've heard the arguments of the department, but I have a grave concern that what we are doing is making a change for a handful of individuals that goes against all of the current structure that we have for the retirement system. The retirement system and the benefits are based on positions. Certain positions are classified as Group 1 and certain positions are classified as Group 2. Those that are classified as Group 2 are positions such as police officers, firefighters, correctional officers, people that are in grave danger. And we recognize that that system should be different for those individuals. What this would do, not for any city or town, not for any other department, is to say, we no longer classify based on position. We basically have this floating status based on who wants to take the position. And I know the department will say it's an issue involving promotions, but we have very clear lines within all of our other departments that if a position is either elected or appointed by the government to a term, those positions are exempt. If corrections has this problem, they should either reclassify the positions and make the positions exempt, or they should have people convert their retirement status. I understand people wanting to stay in Group 2 if they've been in Group 2, particularly if they're vested and want to continue their pension. But this just completely changes the system for just a handful of people. We have a system in place that works. We have a system in place based on positions and based on the work that people do, not based on the work they used to do. This would change that radically, and for that reason, I've introduced this amendment to delete the section.
Thank you. Further discussion, Senator Reagan.
So this was heavily debated at ED&A, and it has been more than once. And the feeling was that this allowed certain employees that the department wished to promote to maintain their status without having to change. So I support the way it currently exists and would discourage people from approving this amendment.
Thank you. Further discussion. So I have a question for Senator Reagan. When the discussion took place regarding this change, were any other departments addressed at that time?
I don't know.
And, you know, do departments like Department of Safety or anyone else who might have group two, is this going to be a standalone type policy and not consistent with any other department?
Yes.
Okay. Any further discussion? There being none, the motion before us is the adoption of Amendment 1719S. We'll call roll. Senator Morse?
No.
Senator Hennessy?
No.
Senator Susie?
Yes.
Senator Reagan?
No.
Senator Gaida? Senator Rosenwald?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. And motion carries 4-3. Going on to Amendment 1725S.
Amendment 1725S deletes sections 76 and 77 related to the governor's emergency powers.
Thank you. Is there a motion? Senator Morse.
Move on to pass.
Senator Morse moves ought to pass on 1725S. Is there a second?
Second.
Yes.
Second by Senator Gaida. Discussion, Senator Susie.
Question of Senator Morse, is the reason for taking this out because we're going to deal with this in another piece of legislation,
417.
417? Thank you.
Okay, any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll call roll. Senator Morse.
Yes.
Senator Hennessy.
Yes.
Senator Susie.
Yes.
Senator Reagan.
Yes.
Senator Gaida. Senator Rosenwald.
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Motion carries 7-0. Next amendment is Amendment 1263S.
Amendment 1263S would delete sections 80 through 93. This relates to the phase out of the interest and dividends tax.
Thank you. Senator Rosenwald.
Yes, I'd like to move amendment 1263S.
Senator Rosenwald moves Amendment 1263S. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Senator Susie. Senator Rosenwald, you're
Thank you
recognized.
very much. This tax currently brings in at least $130 million a year. It's paid for by a minority of the people of New Hampshire. Approximately half of this tax is paid by less than 2.5% of the filers. And I am happy for them. They have obviously been very successful, wise investors, but they have not asked us to do this. It is revenue that we should not be giving up, given the other things this budget seeks to do. And I believe it's just a windfall for people who have already been very successful. But it does not help the majority of the New Hampshire population if we repeal it.
Thank you. Further discussion? Seeing none, you ready for the vote? Call roll. Senator Morse,
No.
Senator Hennessy, Senator Susie,
Yes,
Senator Reagan,
No,
Senator Gaida,
No.
Senator Rosenwald,
Yes,
and the chair votes no. Motion fails 2-5. Going on to Amendment 1265S.
Amendment 1265S would delete sections 94 through 96. This is relative to the meals and rooms rate reduction from 9% to 8.5%.
Senator Rosenwald.
thank you. I move amendment 1265S.
Senator Rosenwald moves Amendment 1265S. Is there a second?
second.
Seconded by Senator Susie.
Thank
Senator
you.
Rosenwald, you're recognized.
Thank you. This revenue currently equals projected for next year, I think, $330 million at least. There's no question that our lodging and restaurant sectors have suffered during the pandemic. But I believe that lowering this rate by 0.5% will not help them. What it would equate to is if you went down the street and bought a club sandwich at Common Man, it would cost you about a nickel less on that club sandwich. So I think it harms public education, harms New Hampshire taxpayers, and I think we should not move forward with it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Senator Susie.
Yes, to Senator Rosenwald's point, this would reduce the tax by a nickel on a hamburger. But what we should be focused on is the fact that the Restaurant and Lodging Association, perhaps more than any other industry, suffered the most during COVID-19. We had a companion piece of legislation that Senator Rosenwald introduced, and I think it's much more important to look at allowing those restaurants and hotels that collect the revenue to keep more of the commission that they get. That is a direct benefit to those that have been most impacted, and the nickel or dime on a sandwich or a hamburger isn't going to have that effect, but it is going to have other ripple effects throughout the budget. So for those reasons, I support this amendment.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions? Discussion? Seeing none. The motion before us is the adoption of Amendment 1265S. Senator Morse,
No.
Senator Hennessy, Senator Susie.
Yes,
Senator Reagan.
No.
Senator Gaida.
No.
Senator Rosenwald.
Yes,
The chair votes no. Motion fails 2-5. Amendment number 1266S.
Amendment 1266S deletes sections 100 through 101A. Those relate to the business profits and business enterprise tax rate reductions.
Is there a motion regarding 1266S? Senator Rosenwald.
yes, thank you. I'd like to move 1266S.
second.
Senator Rosenwald moves Amendment 1266S, seconded by Senator Susie. Senator Rosenwald.
Thank you. Just the other day, we approved revenue estimates in Ways and Means. And we were able to come together and vote for a very hopeful economic picture. I believe that moving forward with these tax rate reductions will put that vibrant economy at risk. And these tax cuts are unnecessary because they're going to benefit large out-of-state corporations. We have all agreed to raise the filing threshold, which would help New Hampshire small businesses. but I can't support a rate reduction that just helps large corporations that are located out of state. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, you ready for the vote? Senator Morse,
No.
Senator Hennessy, Senator Susie,
Yes.
Senator Reagan.
No.
Senator Gaida,
No,
Senator Rosenwald,
Yes.
chair votes no. Motion fails 2-5. Next is Amendment 1738S.
So Amendment 1738S would replace the current sections of 102 and 103 in House Bill 2 with the language you see before you, which establishes a dedicated fund for the revenue distribution from meals and rooms back to the communities. You will see on page 24, there is a spreadsheet that would show you that the House Bill 1 would be reduced by $73.8 million and $78.8 million. Those dollars would be added to this special fund along with approximately 32 million other dollars as it relates to determining the 30% that would go back to the communities from meals and rooms.
Thank you. Is there a motion regarding 1738S?
Yep.
Senator Morse.
Well, first of all, this is $31 million more in the Senate's position to go back to our communities. And I think you will see 170 million plus going back to our communities when we get done with the budget. This would create a dedicated fund, which I've run by the chairs in the House and in the Senate. I've run by the Speaker and I've run by the Governor's office. By putting this money in a dedicated fund, the rooms and meals tax money, we then will calculate the 30% to send it back to our community, which would be increasing from the House's position, are sending back 31 million more to our communities. I think this is trying to live up to what Senate Bill 99 was saying, which was that, you know, we can't keep suspending what we're sending back to the communities. We certainly, as I was drafting this for the last month and a half now and talking to the chairs, tried to head towards 40%. When I met with the Municipal Association, I said, we just want to be able to live up to our word, and our word could be lived up to if we put 30% in the legislation now, and I think forever. So I think that's a better way to look at this. So we're moving forward with a dedicated fund, and we're moving forward with that dedicated fund, sending 30% back to our communities.
Thank you. So
I'll move it.
Senator Hennessy moves adoption of Amendment 1738S. Is there a second? Second by Senator Gaida, Senator Rosenwald.
I had a question for Senator Morse. Is there, without spending a lot of time looking at every word, is there any provision in this amendment that requires the municipality to use any of this money to lower their property tax rates?
No, and what's interesting, the Senate, not like the House, the selectmen are all in the Senate. I think they heard loud and clear that the public wants property tax reductions. We're sending them back money. What they do with it is their choice, but I believe the people want to see property tax reductions.
Any further discussion? Senator Susie.
Question, but this would, in previous budgets, we have always left the 40% mark there. Although we've not lived up to that 40% commitment. This would forever change the statute to 30%. So we're actually reducing the overall amount that could be yielded, even though I understand it is more than the House position.
Yeah, I'm sure at least one senator that developed Senate Bill 99 will be back here next time fighting for 40% to be the number. What we're trying to avoid was the fact that you can get at this fund and suspend it. That's why we moved it out to a dedicated fund. And we certainly tried to find a percentage that could work without anyone ever talking about suspension again. And I think 30% will work.
Further discussion, Senator Rosenwald.
Thank you. It's a question for the LBA. Has the legislature ever in the past been able to suspend the provisions of a dedicated fund and access those funds for other purposes?
Yes, they have.
Thank you.
Further discussion? Seeing none, the motion before us is the adoption of Amendment 1738S. Senator Morse,
Yes.
Senator Hennessy,
Yes.
Senator Susie,
Yes.
Senator Reagan, Senator Gaida.
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald,
Yes.
and the chair votes yes, motion carries 7-0. Amendment 1627S.
Amendment 1627S adds some language to section 106, Roman 3, which is relative to the study committee that the House included for the credit carryover issue. So credit carryover is basically the money that is in excess of what entities owe in a tax for the businesses, for the business taxes. And that has accrued to a large number that has many people concerned that at some point that liability will be asked to be paid for. The language in 1627S expands on the duties of the commission to consider affordable housing options for those entities that do take their carry credit forward and bring it down. So it's just an expansion on the commission's duties.
Thank you. Senator Morse.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I really, if there were more time in the session, I think we could have accomplished this, but there's about $280 million that companies are sitting in our bank accounts that I think we could be talking to these 50 companies. I think it's 50. And talking about how do we solve the housing crisis in New Hampshire. If they're going to take back their credits, is there something we could do with taxes to help them to develop housing? I mean, I spoke with Dartmouth. They're building like 300 units over there. I know we've been working with Peterborough and Jaffrey on water, but they're talking about 500 new employees over there with Millipore. I really think there's something here that if we had time to work on it, we could encourage business to work to solve the housing problem. So it's like the state's not taking the whole thing, the bull by the horn on everything. And we could work with businesses to solve some of the problems themselves. And this is an opportunity, in my opinion. So I added it to the current study.
Thank you. Further discussion? Seeing none, we'll take the vote. Senator Morse,
Yes.
Senator Hennessy.
Yes.
Senator Susie.
Yes.
Senator Reagan. Senator Gaida.
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald.
Yes.
And the chair votes yes, motion carries 7-0. Amendment 1469S.
So Amendment 1469S amends section 146 related to the Complaints and Alleging Law Enforcement Misconduct Commission that was established. So there's just some change related to appointed by the Attorney General on line 19 and 20 of the amendment.
Thank you.
So that wasn't in House Bill 2, is passed over.
Thank you. Is there a motion regarding 1469S? Senator Reagan moves to approve Amendment 1469S. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Senator Hennessy. Discussion? Senator Susie.
So I just want to clarify the language that begins on line 18. So these would be 4 members of the current LEAC commission. Or could these be, because then the language says 2 of the members shall be law enforcement, 2 shall not be. I just want to clarify what that language means. So is it the existing members of law enforcement that are on the LEAC commission that have to be on this commission, or is there any other leeway?
I would say the way this is drafted, the 4 members to serve on this new commission under subparagraph F would be from the existing LEAC commission.
And that was the intent.
Yes, that was the intent, but it was not outlined in the statute. So it gives the appointing authority to the Attorney General, and I think it also increased the quorum, which hadn't been done in the House version.
Further question.
Follow
if I
up?
may. But if the appointing authority is given to the Attorney General is limited to the existing LEAC committee member. I have no objection to the members that currently serve on LEAC. I just want to make sure we have the right people that are there. So it's not I don't even know who all of the members of LEAC are, but I just want to make sure that.
Well, one of them is a lieutenant. I've forgotten his name, from the Manchester
I
PD.
understand that.
And this
That
was
makes-
this was brought to me by Jim Demers, so representing the Patrolmen's Union. What's that? It does. But remember, I think the LEAC Commission had, what, 20 plus members on it? And the LEAC Commission no longer formally exists, so it is moving those members to this new commission.
Thank you.
Further discussion? Seeing none, we'll call roll. Senator Morse,
Yes.
Senator Hennessy,
Yes.
Senator Susie,
Yes.
Senator Reagan, Senator Gaida,
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald,
Yes.
and chair votes yes. Motion carries 7-0. Amendment 1299S.
Amendment 1299S would delete section 332 of House Bill 2, which relates to the emergency orders, reversing the fines that may have been assessed to individuals or businesses during the COVID pandemic.
Senator Rosenwald.
Thank you. I'd like to move amendment 1299S.
Senator Rosenwald moves amendment 1299S and is
Second.
seconded by Senator Susie. Senator Rosenwald.
Thank you. The Senate, I believe we referred the bill on this, so this amendment takes us to the Senate position. Doesn't change the Senate position, just where we've been as a body.
Thank you. Further discussion, Senator Gaida.
I have a question. Does this remove the fines that were levied as a result of the COVID-19 violations?
No, the House did that. What this does is restore the Senate's position, which was we had referred the bill. We didn't think it was necessary. There had not been any instances brought to the policy committee. And so the Senate re-referred, I think, or tabled the original policy bill.
Senator Morse.
Yeah, can LPA clarify that? Because I think there were 2 sections in House Bill 2.
Right.
One we addressed already that we're doing in 417. And then the second that was in the House's position was that they get rid of the fines that are in place right now. Is that what this is doing?
The amendment would delete the section that's currently in House Bill 2 that would eliminate the fine that was assessed on an individual, so they could come to the state and have that given back to them. There's appropriation ability in page 159 and Roman 3 that allows the governor to draw a warrant up to $10,000 to repay businesses that had been fined under this order. So the amendment would delete this section and those entities would not be able to seek reimbursement for those fines.
Further discussion? Seeing none, call the vote. Senator Morse,
No.
Senator Hennessy,
No.
Senator Susie,
Yes.
Senator Reagan, Senator Gaida,
No.
Senator Rosenwald.
Yes,
And the chair votes no. And the motion carries 5-2. Excuse me, the motion fails 2-5.
that's okay, I understand. I'm just used to all my motions carrying. What can I say?
Okay, we're on to Amendment 1702S.
Amendment 1702S replaces sections 333 through 342 of House Bill 2. This relates to the animal records database within the Department of Agriculture that they're trying to implement.
Thank you. Is there a motion regarding 1702S?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Senator Morse, seconded by Senator Hennessy. Discussion? Senator Gaida.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We had some discussion about the exact amount being appropriated for this. Does this fix the problem that we had?
Yes, Josh went through it. There's a $250,000 IT appropriation on one position to manage that. And this database implements sort of the last piece of the animal cruelty legislation that we've struggled with for 3 or 4 years. It's been worked out with the House, myself, Representative Pearl, Commissioner Jasper, Representative Bixby.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Further discussion? Seeing none. Call roll. Senator Morse,
Yes.
Senator Hennessy.
Yes.
Senator Susie,
Yes.
Senator Reagan, Senator Gaida,
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald.
Yes,
And the chair votes yes. Motion carries 7-0. Amendment 1483S.
So this amendment here would allow for the community college system of New Hampshire to seek additional funding from the general fund through a fiscal committee approval to fund their the dual and concurrent enrollment program, also known as the Running Start. So in House Bill 2, this program is lifted from DOE to be administered by the community college system. And this was language that they requested in case what is it currently in the budget, which is 1.5 million per year, is not enough to cover the full cost of the program.
Senator Morse.
Yeah, do we know how much they spent last year? Or the year before?
Yeah, bear with me one second. The program expenditures in 2020, fiscal 2020 were 1.9 million. I don't know what the fiscal 21 spending is on track for. I know there was some timing issue at the first few years of this program, so I think some of the fiscal 20 spending was some carryover appropriation from the previous year.
Senator Hennessy.
Thank you. This question is for the LBA. Can you tell me if expenditures is defined? What are they allowed to spend money on? What would be considered an expenditure for this program?
So in House Bill 2 currently, as it came from the House, the appropriation of 1.5 million per year would go to direct program funding for the courses, as well as allowing for the community college system to charge administrative costs to that appropriation.
Follow up.
Follow.
And is there a limit on the administrative cost, the percentage?
I do not believe so, no.
Okay, is there a motion regarding 1483S? Senator Rosenwald.
Yes, I'd like to move 1483S.
Senator Rosenwald moves 1483S. Is that second? Second by Senator Reagan. Discussion, Senator Hennessy.
Thank you. I was wondering if Senator Rosenwald would be open to a friendly amendment for this amendment to better define expenditures to direct programming costs.
Yes,
Okay. Take up that amendment. So Senator Hennessy is moving an amendment.
I'll
to-
second it.
To add in that it can be used only on direct, I'm sorry, state your amendment again.
Used only for direct programming costs, but I see a lot of activity over there, so I'm wondering if that's possible.
Okay, and that motion is seconded by Senator Gaida. And I think I'm seeing a yes from LBA. So looking at the amendment for Senator Hennessy, is there any further discussion on that? There being none, we'll vote on Senator Hennessy's amendment, batting direct programming cost. Senator Morse,
Yes.
Senator Hennessy.
Yes.
Senator Susie,
Yes.
Senator Reagan, Senator Gaida.
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald.
yes,
And chair votes yes. And that amendment is carried 7-0. We're now back to 1483 as amended. Any further discussion, Senator Morse? You-
Yes.
Okay, and I thought you had your hand up
No.
before. Okay.
I'm asking.
One question I have for LBA, because I think in the earlier discussion of the description of this is that they could come to fiscal and ask for funds. My understanding was that they
That
would be
was-
asking for general funds.
Yeah, so the previous amendment you just adopted does provide that ability for them to come to fiscal. This one, section 344 appropriates the funds of 1.5 and 1.5 for the dual and concurrent, which is similar to what the House has. The only difference is Senator D'Alessandra's amendment allows these funds to be non-lapsing. So. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll be quiet and I'll turn it to Mickey.
Okay, so. my
These would
question-
be general funds that they would come to fiscal to draw additional general funds through the fiscal committee, yes.
Okay, and we had discussions previously on different departments, and I seem to recall that a department couldn't come asking for general funds.
Unless specifically authorized, correct?
Okay. Any further discussion? Voting on 1483 with the Hennessy amendment. Senator Morse,
Yes.
Senator Hennessy.
Yes.
Senator Susie.
Yes.
Senator Reagan. Senator Gaida.
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald.
yes,
And the chair votes yes. Motion carries 7-0. Amendment 1482 S.
So this amendment, we were just discussing the $1.5 million appropriation per year in the in House Bill 2. If you see on lines 5 and 6, that's where you'll see the purpose of funding and administering the program. And then what this amendment does, different from what's currently in House Bill 2, is just makes this $1.5 million per year appropriation non-lapsing. So now we're going the other way. And if the community college system does not expend the entire 1.5 million, it would not lapse back to the general fund. It would carry over for future years.
Senator Rosenwald.
thank you. I'd like to move amendment 1482S.
Senator Rosenwald moves amendment 1482S. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Senator Susie. Discussion? Senator Gaida.
What I understood the amendment on the change to the previous amendment was to not allow for coming to fiscal to get additional money for administration, only to come to fiscal to get money for direct program costs. I do not believe so, no.
Further discussion? Motion before us is the adoption of Amendment 1482S. Call roll, Senator Morse,
Yes.
Senator Hennessy.
Yes.
Senator Susie.
Yes.
Senator Reagan, Senator Gaida.
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald.
Yes.
The chair votes yes. Motion carries 7-0. Amendment 1557S.
This amendment here would replace the House's appropriation for school building aid, which provided up to $19 million, approximately $19 million over the biennium for new projects, as well as an additional $8 million to the department to make some accelerated payments on previously approved projects. This amendment here replaces those appropriations with a straight $30 million appropriation for new school building aid projects.
I'll move it. I'll move it.
Senator Gaida moves Amendment 1557S. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Senator Susie. Or Senator, sorry. Voices are very similar. Senator Hennessy seconds the motion. Any discussion? And if I read this correctly, that this is just for the first year of biennium?
This appropriation is non-lapsing, so it would essentially be expended in the amounts based on the projects that are approved.
Okay, and so the $50,000 that they're looking at would be suspended at the end of,
Correct. Yeah,
20.
exactly. Yep.
okay. Further discussion? Seeing none, call roll, Senator Morse.
Hey, that was 50 million,
What's that?
50,000.
I'm sorry, the 50,000, 50 million,
Yeah.
I say thousand?
Yes.
Okay, I meant million.
All right. Yes.
Senator Hennessy.
Yes.
Senator Susie.
Yes.
Senator Reagan. Senator Gaida.
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald.
Yes.
The chair votes yes. Motion carries 6-1. Amendment 1458S. I'm sorry, it skipped some pages. I don't know why it was out of order. Amendment 163S. 1631S.
Amendment 1631S is an appropriation to the Department of Health and Human Services of $30 million to construct a 24-bed forensic psychiatric hospital. The appropriation would be made in fiscal year 21 and be non-lapsing until the project was completed. If there was any funds left over, that would lapse back to the general fund.
Thank you. Is there a motion regarding? Motion by Senator Reagan to approve 1631S. Is there a second? Second by Senator Morse. Senator Morse, you recognize?
In the last, I believe it was in the last budget, you appropriated $8 million to build this addition for the forensic hospital. We worked with admin services on what that $8 million was currently doing. And after working with them, they believe they need another 30 million to build the project in total with the 8 and the 30. And that's what we've put together here. And we're doing that with funds from 2021.
Thank you, Senator Rosenwald.
Thank you. I have a question. I think for Senator Morse. In House Bill 4, the appropriation language was more specific than your language here. It said, this facility shall be operated and managed by the Department of Health and Human Services. The state shall not enter into a contract with a private or for-profit prison company for the construction or operation of the secure psychiatric facility unit. The thinking was that with individuals who are so compromised and are the responsibility of the state should be managing that facility. Would you be amenable to adding that language into this appropriation so we maintain consistency from one biennium to the other?
No, I wouldn't add that. I only dealt with the construction side of it. You're bringing up another issue, but I'm not ready to go there on the management of it. I haven't talked about that with HHS at all, so.
Further discussion? Seeing none, ready for the vote? Senator Morse,
Yes,
Senator Hennessy,
Yes.
Senator Susie,
Yes.
Senator Reagan, Senator Gaida,
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald,
No,
and chair votes yes. Motion carries 6-1. Amendment 1679S.
Amendment 1679S is language to allow the municipalities to accept and spend the American Rescue Plan Act funds that will come through to the state.
I'll move it.
Senator Hennessy moves amendment
Second.
1679S, seconded by Senator Gaida. Discussion? Seeing none, excuse me, Senator Morse.
well, I just want everyone to know, we dealt with the municipal association on rooms and meals. We worked with them on this language to make sure that the funding that the communities are getting would be able to work. And they worked with us on developing this language, so.
Thank you. Further discussion? Seeing none, we'll call roll. Senator Morse,
Yes,
Senator Hennessy,
Yes.
Senator Susie.
Yes.
Senator Reagan, Senator Gaida,
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald,
yes,
and the chair votes yes. The motion carries 7-0. Amendment 1458S.
Amendment 1458S is an appropriation of $80,000 to the Veterans Home to update their master plan. This was a proposal in the capital budget. The capital budget committee felt it was better to spend an appropriation from the general fund versus bonding $80,000 over a period of time.
So moved.
Second.
Senator Gaida moves amendment 1458S, seconded by Senator Hennessy. Discussion? Seeing none, call roll. Senator Morse,
yes,
Senator Hennessy,
Yes.
Senator Susie,
Yes.
Senator Reagan, Senator Gaida.
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald,
yes,
and chair votes yes. Motion carries 7-0. Amendment 1644S.
Amendment 1644S is an appropriation to the Hampton Beach Area Commission of $20,000 to help them with their master plan related to environmental components to that plan.
Is there a motion regarding,
So moved.
moved by Senator Susie, second by Senator Reagan. Discussion? Seeing none, we'll call roll. Senator Morse,
all I know is Senator Stiles must have done her homework because she got a first and a second pretty quick. Yes,
Senator Hennessy.
Yes.
Senator Susie.
Yes.
Senator Reagan. Senator Gaida.
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald.
yes,
And the chair votes yes. Motion carries 7-0. Amendment 1620S.
Amendment 1620S is the appropriation to the Department of Corrections of $720,000 related to the body worn cameras. It's something that the finance committee has discussed. This is the language that we would put in related to that into House Bill 2.
I'll move it.
Moved by Senator Hennessy,
Second.
second by Senator Gaida. Discussion. Senator Gaida.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is for the purchase of body worn cameras. Does anyone know if there's been any allocation for the maintenance thereof? Which is a significant expense.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I'd have to check with Mike
All right.
back in our office.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, the motion before us is the adoption of Amendment 1620S. Senator Morse,
Yes.
Senator Hennessy,
Yes.
Senator Susie,
Yes.
Senator Reagan, Senator Gaida.
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald.
yes,
And the chair votes yes. Motion carries 7-0. Amendment 1747S.
Amendment 1747S is consistent with actions taken by the committee relative to funding long-term care services in 22 and 23. What this would do is not lapse about $11 million of funds, put them in a restricted account for the purpose of nursing facilities, and use those over the 22 and 23 budget. A similar version was adopted by the committee. However, this wanted to clarify exactly what those would be used for. So that's why you'll see funding expenditures contained in the operating budget for June 30th, 22.
Is there a motion regarding 1747S?
Move on to pass.
Second.
second,
Sorry, who moved it? Thank you. Senator Morse moves 1747S and Senator Rosenwald seconds. Discussion. Seeing none, call roll. Senator Morse,
Yes.
Senator Hennessy,
Yes.
Senator Susie.
Yes.
Senator Reagan, Senator Gaida.
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald.
yes,
Chair votes yes. Motion carries 7-0.
Chairman Daniels,
Yes,
could I respond to Senator Gaida's question related to the body cameras?
yes.
There is funding, the funding would be used for the ongoing warranty, video storage, software licenses, and support of the cameras.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Moving on to Amendment 1720S.
So this amendment here would appropriate $6 million into the governor's scholarship fund, which is a dedicated fund. The governor had this program funded at $3 million per year. The House reduced that funding, so this would essentially restore it in total back to the governor's level of funding.
Move it.
Thank you. Senator Hennessy moves 1720S, second by Senator Reagan. Discussion? Seeing none. Senator Morse,
Yes.
Senator Hennessy,
Yes.
Senator Susie,
Yes.
Senator Reagan, Senator Gaida.
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald.
yes,
The chair votes yes, and motion carries. Amendment 1560S.
Second.
Senator Reagan moves ought to pass on 1560S. I second by Senator Gaida. Chair recognizes the LBA.
I'm sure. So Amendment 1560S is the language from Senate Bill 130, which is currently on the Senate table, with a couple of modifications. First, in the definition of eligible student, if you look on line 19 on page 43 of the packet, you'll see where it says no income threshold shall be met in subsequent years. So this would take out the income requirement for after the family or the eligible student has been deemed initially based on the income guidelines. And then the other changes to note are on we're actually going to go all the way to page So it'd be packet page 51. On row or line 4, RSA 198E11, and this is essentially the authority for appropriations for the program, both for funding the EFAs as well as paying the phase-out grants to districts that are included in this amendment. And this would be a charge to the Education Trust Fund, any expenditures for this program.
Thank you. Senator Susie for a question.
Two questions, if I may, Mr. Chairman. So the first is, I want to make sure I understand this. On the first page on lines 19 and 20, there's no longer an income threshold after the first year. So in the first year, someone has to prove that the family is making less than or equal to 300% of federal poverty. In the subsequent year, if a member of the family wins the lottery or receives a promotion of $1 million, they're still eligible and would qualify for the scholarship?
It appears Senator Bradley is going to answer that.
My understanding is that's correct, but it's also the same exact criteria that are in the current tax credit education scholarship program.
And if I could
Follow
ask
up?
a second question, my second question is, I don't recall, and perhaps it's out there, I don't recall seeing the fiscal note for Senate Bill 130. Could somebody tell me what the total amount is on the impact of Senate Bill 130? And then with this change on the income threshold for the subsequent years, how that will impact the cost to the Education Trust Fund?
Yes, Senator. So I don't believe the fiscal note was completed as it was amended, but we do have an estimate from the Department of Education based on their analysis, assuming how many kids, Mickey, will be used, or do they think we'll use in the first year?
So using the department's initial analysis that was completed on the bill as introduced, which had had really no income requirements, I don't believe. The assumption made is that there would be 28 total students taking up the program in year 1, and then an additional 677 students taking up the program in year 2. So on the surplus statement, since this would not be added to a House Bill 1 line item, we're carrying approximately $3.5 million as the state cost for this biennium, fiscal 22 and 23, related to this amendment. And that includes the $3.5 million total, which includes funding the EFAs for children who are in the program, as well as phase out grants estimated, which would really only apply in year 2 because of the 1-year lag for adequacy. So that is what's carried on the surplus statement, about $3.5 million.
And I'm sorry, just so 23.5 million for fiscal 22 and 23.
Combined, correct.
Further discussion? Seeing none, the motion before us is the adoption of Amendment 1560S. Senator Morse? Yes. Senator Hennessy?
Yes.
Senator Susie?
No.
Senator Reagan? Yes. Senator Gaida? Yes. Senator Rosenwald?
No,
And the chair votes yes. Motion carries 5-2. Amendment 1456S.
This is approximately a $3 million appropriation for the Department of Safety to continue the Granite Shield program, which was established a couple bienniums ago. I believe it's been going since the 2017 session, which, as you can see in the amendment, provides some appropriations for the department, as well as a $2.4 million appropriation for grants to county and local law enforcement agencies for this initiative.
Thank you. Is there a motion regarding 1456S?
I'll move it.
Second.
Moved by Senator Rosenwald, seconded by Senator Susie. Discussion? Seeing none. Senator Morse.
Yes.
Senator Hennessy.
Yes.
Senator Susie.
Yes.
Senator Reagan. Senator Gaida.
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald.
yes,
The chair votes yes. Motion carries 6-1. Amendment 1736S.
So Amendment 1736S reflects the state employee negotiation agreement that was reached and ratified by the various bargaining groups for state employees between the executive branch and the union. This is the standard language that goes into the RSA relative to salary scales. It reflects a 1.16% increase in 22, followed by a 1.16% increase in 23, as well as changes to a $50 change to a longevity payment, which is available to employees with 10 years or more service. The total cost for 22 is about $12.6 million, of which about 5.75 is general funds. In 23, the total cost is about $23.2 million, of which 10.25 million is general funds.
Senator Hennessy moves the adoption of Amendment 1736S. Is there a
Second.
second?
Second.
Second by Senator Gaida. Discussion. Seeing none, we'll call roll. Actually, hang on for one moment, please.
Senator Susie is excused.
Senator Susie is excused. Okay, thank you. We'll call roll. Senator Morse,
Yes.
Senator Hennessy,
Yes.
Senator Reagan, Senator Gaida,
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald.
yes,
And the chair votes yes. Motion carries 6-0. Amendment 1699S.
1699S. It provides that the home visiting program shall be available to all Medicaid eligible pregnant women, infants, and families with children up to the age of 1.
move it,
Senator Rosenwald moves Amendment 1699S. Is there a second? Second by Senator Reagan. Discussion. Seeing none, call roll. Senator Morse,
Yes.
Senator Hennessy.
Yes.
Senator Reagan, Senator Gaida,
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald,
yes,
and the chair votes yes. Motion carries 6-0. Amendment 1704S.
Amendment 1704S appropriates $200,000 in 22 and $200,000 in 23 to the Business Finance Authority for the purpose of providing grants for regional economic development corporations.
So a motion regarding 1704S.
Move it.
Moved by Senator Hennessy. Is there a second?
second,
Second by Senator Rosenwald. Discussion. There being none, call roll. Senator Morse,
Yes.
Senator Hennessy.
Yes.
Senator Reagan, Senator Gaida, Senator Rosenwald,
yes,
and the chair votes yes. Motion carries 6-0. Amendment 1621S.
Amendment 1621S does two things. The first is relative to the dedication of revenue from the affordable housing to the affordable housing from the real estate transfer tax. It's about $5 million a year. That is suspended, and in its place, there will be a $25 million appropriation from fiscal year 21 general funds into the affordable housing fund.
Thank you. Is there a motion regarding 1621S?
So moved.
Moved by
Second.
Senator Hennessy. Is there a second?
Senator Morse.
Sorry. Senator Morse. Discussion. Seeing none, call roll. Senator Morse,
Yes.
Senator Hennessy,
Yes.
Senator Reagan, Senator Gaida,
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald,
Yes.
and the chair votes yes. Motion carries 6-0. Amendment 1322S.
Amendment 1322S would appropriate $20 million in fiscal year 22 and $20 million in fiscal year 23 as municipal aid to go back to the communities. Part of the language would restrict that 60% of this aid would need to be used for property tax relief in the communities. This is similar to the program that was in place for fiscal years 20 and 21.
Senator Rosenwald,
Thank you. I'd like to move Amendment 1322S.
Senator Rosenwald moves amendment 1322S. Is there a second? Motion fails for lack of a second. On to amendment 1476S.
Amendment 1476S would remove the toll booth at exit 10 on the north and southbound lanes of the Everett Turnpike in the town of Merrimack.
Senator Gaida. Oh,
Move the item.
Senator Morse moves 1476S. Senator.
I'll second unless you
Senator
want a
Gaida
second.
seconds.
There you go.
The intent here also in the removal of the tolls is to have the department sell the administrative buildings so it does not cost the state to tear them down, but actually could give some income to the department as well as potential revenue for the town by a business that may pick that up. Question, Senator Hennessy.
Does this direct the department to sell the buildings?
No, it does not. I have talked with the department about selling the buildings at exit 12, which we took out 7 years ago. So that I have got the acknowledgement that they can sell them. So there is no legislation necessary. They own the land on that. But this does not tell them that they have to sell it. Further discussion. Motion before us is the adoption of Amendment 1476S. Senator Morse.
Yes.
Senator Hennessy.
Yes.
Senator Reagan. Senator Gaida.
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald.
No,
And the chair votes yes. Motion carries 5-1. Amendment 1569S.
I'll move the,
Sorry. Amendment 1569S is an amendment to do a project within the town of Tilton, the Caleb Hill Road. It's a $3.2 million appropriation. It's something that I believe Senator Gaida has had an interest in and brought forward to the committee numerous times.
I'll move the item.
Senator Gaida moves Amendment 1569S. Is there a second? Senator Morse seconds. Discussion?
Mr. Chairman, if I may,
Senator Gaida.
this is a project that is important to the Veterans Home as well as to the high school up in Tilton. This is one of the main access roads to that facility. It was a result, it was funded originally in a shared revenue or shared costing with the state, a program that was discontinued, and therefore the project fell off the rolls. It's been in the highway plan a couple of times. It was removed last session. We need to get this done, take care of our Veterans Home as well as the school.
Thank you. Further discussion? I have one question on this because I see that it's being added to the 10-year plan. 10-year plan seems to have a priority list. I mean, do we know where this falls within there, or are they going to stick it on the plan at number 30?
I do not know the answer to that. That's a good question. Can that be a
We don't know the answer to that.
No, but typically if funding is available, this funding is available for the plan, Senator. So it would be available beginning in fiscal year 22, that the funding is available for this project.
Okay, thank you. Any further discussion? Senator Rosenwald.
Just a question. How long is this road that it's going to cost over $3 million to
Right.
fix?
On line two, it says it's
Little-
1.97
A little
miles.
under 2 miles.
It's
When
like
this
the
road
cost of
orig-
a child that's in Noonan Center.
I can tell you, we've looked at this 1,000 times. I think it started at 1.2 or something like that.
Right.
I assume it's paved with diamonds. And it'll be beautiful.
Okay, any further discussion? Motion before us is the adoption of 1569S. Senator Morse,
Yes.
Senator Hennessy,
Yes.
Senator Reagan, Senator Gaida,
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald.
Yes,
Chair votes yes. Motion carries 5-1. Amendment 1570S.
Amendment 1570S modifies the law relative to the operation and funding of the Woodsville Fire District and its interaction with the town of Haverhill.
Senator Gaida.
I would move it.
I'll second it.
Senator Gaida moves Amendment 1570S. Senator Rosenwald seconds. Discussion. Senator Gaida.
This is belts and suspenders on Senate Bill 26, which is coming to the floor in the House. Came out of committee 18-3 ought to pass, but it's been a contentious road in the past. I just like this in there as belt and suspenders. Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion. Seeing none, we'll call roll. Senator Morse,
Yes.
Senator Hennessy,
No.
Senator Reagan, Senator Gaida.
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald.
Yes,
Chair votes yes. Motion carries 3-2. 4-2, excuse me. Additions off. Amendment 1726S.
So this amendment here relates to historical horse racing, which has passed both bodies in House Bill 626. Senator Gaida's amendment here would kick out essentially the eligibility date for operators to offer to be licensed for historical horse racing out from May 1st, 2020 to May 1st, 2021. The way that this amendment is drafted, it assumes that House Bill 626 would become law, as an earlier action of this committee was to take all of those sections out of House Bill 2.
Thank you. So a motion regarding 1726S.
Move.
Senator Gaida. Senator Gaida moves it. Senator Rosenwald.
yes, but I have a question.
Okay, Senator Rosenwald seconds for discussion. You recognize the question?
Thank you. Senator Gaida, when we had talked about this in the past, I think your intention was to move it to May 1st, 2020, so that that facility in Keene that's being audited now would qualify. Does this help them do this or not help them do this?
Senator Gaida.
Thank you for the question, Senator. The bill was introduced a couple years ago and it died in the pandemic. It came in again. The May 1st, 2020 was part of the original bill. We're a year later, so we moved it to May 1st, 2021, and specifically, yes,
Okay,
this does enable that, and that facility
you.
is under audit. And this, by the way, was okayed by Val King of the Lottery Commission.
Further discussion? Seeing none, the motion before us is the adoption of 1726S. Senator Morse. Senator Hennessy.
Yes.
Senator Reagan. Senator Gaida.
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald.
yes.
The chair votes yes. Motion carries 6-0. Amendment 1489S.
Amendment 1489S adds the language from Senate Bill 3 into House Bill 2 related to the payroll protection, paycheck protection program. This language would exempt businesses from having to pay a tax in New Hampshire related to receiving these funds.
Senator Reagan moves ought to pass. Is there a second?
second.
Second by Senator Gaida. Senator Morse.
I just want to make sure that our language and the House's language, what they voted on this week.
Senator Morse, there was no amendment to what they passed. So it was the Senate's position that they passed out of committee.
Okay.
Further discussion? Seeing none, we'll call roll. Senator Morse.
Yes.
Senator Hennessy.
Yes.
Senator Reagan. Senator Gaida.
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald.
Yes.
The chair votes yes. Motion carries 6-0. Amendment 1489S. Oh, excuse me, that was it. Amendment 1656S.
So this amendment relates to the fire fund at Department of Safety's, the Fire Standards and Training and Emergency Medical Services Fund. An earlier action by the committee earlier this week provided an additional $300,000 of general funds to support the fire fund. So section 1 of this amendment does just that. So that's essentially already been adopted by this committee. Section 2 would provide the authority to spend $200,000 each year from the fire fund for the stated purpose here. The idea here is it's a two-step action in that there's general funds propping up the fire fund, and then here's authority to spend from the fire fund.
Second.
Senator Reagan moves ought to pass, seconded by Senator Hennessy. Discussion? Seeing none, we'll call roll. Senator Morse.
Yes.
Senator Hennessy.
Yes.
Senator Reagan. Senator Gaida.
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald.
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Motion carries 6-0. Amendment 1698S.
This amendment here would provide $3 million over the biennium for the Department of Education to implement a statewide student data collection and reporting system. You see that on section 1 of the amendment. Section 46 would need to be amended as well, as that relates to the allowable uses for the Education Trust Fund. Since the appropriation is coming from the Education Trust Fund, you'll see on line 16 of the amendment where over on the right side, it says to fund Department of Education operating costs for the student data collection and reporting system.
Move it.
Senator Hennessy moves amendment 1698S. So second? Second by Senator Reagan. Discussion, Senator Hennessy.
Thank you. This is the data system that the department has been asking for. Per discussions with them, they are at least a decade behind schedule in updating their systems. One of the good things about this is once they have updated it, it will allow our local school districts to use the state system. So kind of upshifting costs, and local school districts currently pay between $10,000 and $500,000 a year to report this data per the Department of Education. So
Further
this should
discussion.
be helpful to our towns and
Further
cities.
discussion. You said that current cost, you said it was 10,000?
Between $10,000 and $500,000 for local school district systems.
Okay, Senator Gaida.
A question to Senator Hennessy.
Senator Hennessy, yes, go ahead.
So understanding the need for this, are we going to ensure that adequate, or are we ensuring that adequate security for the data is going to be incorporated into whatever contracts are may be done? That would be, a significant concern for me.
This system doesn't, per my understanding, this system doesn't require any different data that is already reported to the state in their current system. It just allows for more optimal reporting and data checks to be done to have savings, manual savings on both the state side and the district side, and hopefully savings on the district side for the system side of things.
Follow up.
Follow
So
up.
just as discussion, so we would assume that the same safeguards that are in place now will either remain or be improved. So to protect that data, I just want to clarify that. Yeah.
That's my assumption.
Okay. Thanks. I'll check with the commissioner.
Okay, further discussion? Seeing none, we'll call roll. Senator Morse,
Yes.
Senator Hennessy,
Yes.
Senator Reagan, Senator Gaida,
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald,
No,
and the chair votes yes. Motion carries 5-1. Amendment 1724S.
Amendment 1724S relates to the grant and aid program that's managed by the Bureau of Trails within the Division of Parks and Rec. What's happening with the amendment is the match percent is being changed. So instead of having to match, I believe it's 35% typically to the grant and aid, it's being changed to a 10% match for this 1 year. There's been a number of increased sales related to the OHRV registrations. So there's a transfer that was approved by fiscal last week to the department of I think it was $2.4 million. So that was in relation to the increased registration. So there should be plenty of money to offset the increase that's suggested here.
Thank you.
Second.
Senator Reagan moves ought to pass, seconded by Senator Hennessy. Any discussion? Senator Hennessy.
Thank you. Per discussion with some local clubs, they did not, sorry, I'll back up a little bit. In the Gopher process, we had Gopher allocated CARES Act funds to some snowmobile clubs because snowmobile clubs weren't able to do the fundraising to do the grant and aid match required to get their trail maintenance funds. However, there was not a specific allocation to OHRV clubs. So this 90% match, because of the increase in OHRV registrations, will help these clubs that may not have been able to hold their fundraiser events for the purposes of trail maintenance. The normal match is 65-35.
Thank you. Further discussion? Seeing none, we'll call roll. Senator Morse.
Yes.
Senator Hennessy.
Yes.
Senator Reagan. Is that a no? Okay. Senator Gaida.
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald.
yes,
And the chair votes yes. Motion carries 6-0. Amendment number 1623S.
Amendment 1623S adds language to House Bill 2 that is typically included related to the rehiring of laid off classified state employees.
Senator Rosenwald.
yes, I move 1623S.
Senator Rosenwald moves 1623S. Is there a second?
I'll move it. I'll second it for discussion.
Senator Hennessy seconds for discussion.
Thank you. This language is sort of boilerplate that shows up in House Bill 2. Every biennium, it was inadvertently left out of the governor's version, as I understand it, and the House also forgot to put it back in.
Question for LBA.
Yes, Senator Hennessy.
Did the House address this at all? Did they vote on it?
No, it didn't come up.
And this is always included in HB2?
Yes, it's in House Bill 2, correct.
And another question.
Yes.
Follow up.
Is there a definition for laid off versus fired, let go for cause?
There is, I don't want to, I will find that and send it to you. It does have to do with either reorganization or lack of funding as opposed to let go for
Thank you.
disciplinary.
Further discussion? Motion before us is the adoption of Amendment 1623S. Call roll. Senator Morse.
Yes.
Senator Hennessy.
Yes.
Senator Reagan. Senator Gaida.
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald.
Yes,
And the chair will vote yes. Motion carries 5-1. Amendment 1342S.
Amendment 1342S relates to the Meals and Rooms operators and the amount that they are able to retain. It would increase it temporarily from 3% to 5% for the fiscal year ending June 30, 2022.
Senator Rosenwald.
Thank you. I move 1342S.
Senator Rosenwald moves Amendment 1342S. Is there a second? Second by Senator Reagan. Discussion. Senator Rosenwald.
Thank you. This was Senate Bill 128 was voted unanimously by the Senate twice and then put on the table. The amount that the restaurants and lodging operators would retain for 1 year is about $5 million. But I think it's real help for them as they continue to struggle.
Further discussion. Seeing none, we'll call roll. Senator Morse.
No.
Senator Hennessy.
No.
Senator Reagan. Senator Gaida.
No.
Senator Rosenwald.
Yes.
The chair votes no. Motion fails 2-4. Amendment 1339S. Senator Rosenwald.
I wasn't planning to bring this forward now because we don't have a back of the budget cut, but it's still being carried on here, and I just want us to keep it in our back pockets.
Okay,
Don't have back pockets today.
back pockets.
What?
I don't have back pockets today.
Oh, well, someday women's clothes will have back pockets.
Okay, we'll go on to 1754S.
Can we hold this for Senator Susie to be able to rejoin it?
Sure, we can put that one off.
Thank you.
Okay. Amendment 15443S.
I'll take a stab at it, but I'm not exactly sure what it's doing. It
Can we
appears that
hold
it's
this?
putting $1 in a fund for using some of the COVID relief dollars. And I believe it's to help the entertainment industry, but I'm struggling.
Okay, it's
Yes.
okay. There has been a request to hold this.
No,
So
not this one.
what's that?
Senator Moore says.
Senator Morse moved or asked to hold it. And final one, 1749S.
All right. I was requesting to hold 5-4. Not 4-3.
Yeah, I request.
Yeah.
4-3.
Oh,
You requested 5-4, he requested 4-3.
got it. Thank you.
I don't know what it does, so
Is that?
I wanted to read it, but we're getting close to 1 o'clock here. Over there.
Do you want to hold 49 also, or
Well, can someone explain it? We might be able to vote on it. 'cause it's the whole committee.
1749?
Yeah, so an earlier action of this committee was to appropriate $9 million to the Department of Transportation to provide state match for some discretionary federal grants. 4 of that $9 million was put into House Bill 25. So you'd essentially need to reconsider that previous action. And then in its place, you could adopt this appropriation just for $5 million because the other 4 is in House Bill 25.
I'd move reconsideration.
Second.
Senator Gaida moves reconsideration of our previous vote. So what number that was?
It wasn't a House Bill 2 number at the time. It was just something that was a motion made during the DOT deliberations. So I think if the motion was to just reconsider the discretionary match
Okay.
appropriation, that's good enough, probably.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's seconded by Senator Rosenwald. Any discussion? Vote is on reconsideration of our previous decision regarding discretionary match. Senator Morse,
Yes.
Senator Hennessy,
Yes.
Senator Reagan, Senator Gaida.
Yes,
Senator Rosenwald.
Yes.
The chair votes yes, and the motion carries.
I'll move 1749S.
second.
Senator Hennessy moves 1749S, as seconded by Senator Gaida. Discussion? Seeing none. Senator Morse,
Yes.
Senator Hennessy,
Yes.
Senator Reagan, Senator Gaida.
Yes,
Senator Rosenwald,
Yes.
and the chair votes yes. Motion carries 6-0. And Mr. Kane, what's a good time this afternoon?
I believe there may be a caucus. Senator Morse will have a better sense, it looks like.
Okay, Senator Morse.
Oh, 3.
So I'd say four
I think
o'clock.
Senator Susie told me her caucus at 4, so if we could come back at 3, it'd be great.
We come back at 3. Okay. So we will be in recess until 3 o'clock. Thank you.